My name is Yuri Lee. I'm from South Korea, so I don't go back to my house usually. And the summer break right for the senior year, it was like one of the few times I was able to go to my grandma's house. And I went there. It was just nighttime, we're just eating dinner, and I realized we ate up all the ice cream in the refrigerator, right? And me being a nice kid, I guess, like I went out to the supermarket to refill it back up. So I went out, it was around 8 p.m.-ish. My grandma's house, it's on top of the hill, and I'm going downwards, and then there's a road that goes next to it. And this town specifically, it was created during the Korean War when the North Korean soldiers came all the way down to Busan, and this was like the last refugee of the entire nation. That is not the place where you would expect like murder cases to happen. I'm partially blind, and a lot of the things are really blurry to me. So I saw this man leaning on the sidewalk. Like the street lights were really dimmed out, and I couldn't really see well, but I was definitely able to see some kind of like figure there. And out of curiosity, I walked over there and then realized, oh, there's a man that like lying there. Just keep shaking, left it. Oh, by the way, he was dead. It's like, still, it's really hard to like believe that. It's just really like, it took me a while to actually take that in. The fact that I actually touched the corpse, like the fact that I've been shaking a man, which probably made the situation worse because probably bleed out faster than it like when he was just left alone. Here's the thing, I broke my phone in June, went back to the road, went to supermarket, bought the ice cream, and asked the employee there to call and seek help for the man that's leaning on the wall right behind the alley. The moment I told him, like, I just believe that it's not my responsibility anymore. I did my job. I'm totally like washed up. I'm good. I mean, it's Korea. I've been living there for a good time, and I know that like whoever's like lying in the streets, like they're not homeless. It's that they are drunk, or it's like when old people struggle with amnesia, they fail to find back their house. And I was expecting either one of those cases, so I just approached it without much thinking. It was more of a natural reaction. It's there's a person lying there, and it's part of my responsibility as the citizen of this Busan, like to help him out. It's like, it was just more natural. I really didn't think that far until I realized it was a corpse, I mean, obviously the way back home is the way the man was on the streets. So I just walking up and I see some people like around there, and I was like, I guess something's not right. And at the moment, like I thought that would be it. I thought I was clean off from that situation. I just went back house, and like around just like a day later, 2 days later, the forensic already was over, and then they discovered my fingerprints on the shoulder of the jacket because I was shaking it the whole time, and that was the only bioprints that was able to discover. And then there was a letter that came to our house saying that I have to report myself to this prosecution office by this date, this time. I had a 2 to 3 hours train ride with my parents. Like in the train ride, it's even that moment, like both my dad and I, we both felt it was such one of the jokes. Like it's just so funny, right? He was just making fun of me for being stupid. My mom was so mad at me, just like keep like hitting my back out of nowhere, like once in like 10 minutes. It felt like a family trip. Nothing crazy, just one of those trips where it will take like one day and just coming back, just doing some paperwork, completely, that would be it. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. Stayed there for 4 to 5 days because they couldn't let me go unless I had a true alibi that could like prove the fact that I wasn't involved in this murder case. I was locked up, not in a cell, it was a room. they can't put me in a jail cell before I'm found guilty. So that is like the Korean court rule. So what they put me instead is like this very cheap hotel room-ish kind of vibe room where I am locked up, but I can still get the food I want, but I have to like request them, and I had absolutely no energy to even request that. I was just lying in my bed like, oh my god, what is happening? I had no access to outside world by any chance. Like, I didn't even know my parents are staying near the prosecution office. They booked the hotel there. The interrogation room is like one of the scariest places possible. I sat down, and then another prosecution officer came in and just like keep pressuring me with like bunch of questions I wasn't expecting at all. Simply me being like partially blind really made me stay in the office for 2 more days at least, because they really didn't believe me at all. Apparently the method they took is that they assumed and they will ask questions as if I'm the murderer. So it like literally the first question they asked me was, why did you kill him? And I was like kind of flabbergasted for like a few minutes, just like, what? And like they're just like keep pressuring me to answer, why did I kill him? Like I couldn't answer it obviously. And then they moved on with different questions. Where were you that time? Like, were you in the town? It was just a bunch of questions I don't even remember at this point. It just like all hit me at once. I was really out of my mind, and that's how the first day passed. The first one only lasted for like an hour or 2. The second one is more like 4 to 5 hours. Like they just didn't let me leave and the next day a lawyer came in with me and started to help me out like solving the questions, but obviously I couldn't because, you know, that just happened every day. Just keep eating Chinese food locked up in a cell. And then like the 4th and 5th day it was a lot chilled out. And some of the questions like infuriated me because it really just like every question is like designed to assume that I'm a murderer, right? Around August 29th, I was able to leave. September 5th, I had to get a plane to school. My dad even considered canceling the flight ticket to my school because he thought like I won't be able to get in a like flight because whoever is in the suspect list cannot leave the country with the agreement that you are gonna report back whenever the country is calling you back. Once I leave, they just like let me go, like not even paying for the transportation fee, not like compensating for the hotel fee, just absolutely nothing, just go back to your house. Oh yeah, they didn't really reveal anything about that case. Even now on, like I never really got to hear anything. Like I don't know like how the forensic case went. I don't even know who that man is. I don't know how old he is. Like the prosecution officer, they just like keep asking me questions as if I knew that man. They didn't really tell me any of the details. So I'm kind of clueless. But overall speaking, it wasn't as traumatizing as a lot of people would assume. It's just more like, oh wait, that happened to me? Oh, that's crazy. And like, I'm just living my life.